Hey all, Joseph here with an impassioned plea. If you are interested in Genesys at all, please try it out at the NAWCQ this weekend. It's the Friday, so if you're getting in Thursday, you can still play. Just send Konami an email. Please, 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 please. Okay, here's the video. Good afternoon, Genesys gamers. I'm MBT, and this is 100-point playtesting. As the NAWCQ looms, the kid gloves are off. It's time to take a look at one of the format's premier threats, if not its best deck. Presenting BLITZCLIQUE.
Okay, ain't nobody fucking with my clique.
So here's the list. As always, I'll give you a background about the archetype, a little bit of a discussion about what I hope the deck can do, and of course, the card by card. But first, this video is sponsored by Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck. Looking for a place to find inspiration for Genesys decks? Well, look no further. I've already spent years telling you about how Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck is the best repository of deck lists, strategy articles, third-party assistance with alternate ways to play Yu-Gi-Oh!, and card collection management on the internet. But right now, it's also the best way to find Genesys lists. You can sort by deck type, filter high-level tournaments to see what's been working, and download decks you see in any format you desire. That's why I'm proud to be sponsored by www.ygoprodeck.com. Now back to the video. With that, let's bring out BLITZCLIQUE. BLITZCLIQUE is a new archetype debuting in Chaos Origins, and it's got a weird kind of etymology to it. It's described in some of the reveal documents as a sort of send-up to gadgets, and it's not hard to see why. The cards all get and replace each other. They're low-impact dudes that go crazy in card advantage. In fact, the only difference between them and gadgets is that these are good. Each individual BLITZCLIQUE can trade for a card on field, then can plus if another card is popped while they're on the field, meaning not only are they adept at picking apart boards going second, they can start playing as soon as turn 0, courtesy of multiple in-hand quick effects. In the TCG, this archetype's a little too low power to make it to the top tables, but in Genesys, well, a few pops and a plus can get you a long way. So with that, let's get into the card by card. First up, 3 copies of Whisker BLITZCLIQUE, which, if a card was destroyed by a BLITZCLIQUE this turn, can reveal this card in your hand, special summon up to 3 Thunders from your hand, then destroy up to that many cards on the field. Of course, you are locked, except for special summons that happen in the hand. When a monster effect is activated except in the hand, you can return another Thunder monster you control to the hand to negate the activation, and if you do, destroy the activating monster. 3 copies of Grain BLITZCLIQUE, which can target a spell trap on the field, destroy it, and then special summon a Thunder monster from your hand. Does not have to be it. Also locks you from the hand. While this card is in the monster zone and a card is destroyed by card effect, you can add a BLITZCLIQUE spell or Kowloon from your deck to your hand. 1 copy of Emmy BLITZCLIQUE, which, if this card is added to your hand except by drawing it, and that can be from anywhere, deck or field, you can reveal it, then target a card on the field, destroy it, and then special summon a Thunder monster from your hand, also the lock. And if a card is destroyed while this is in the monster zone, you can add a BLITZCLIQUE trap from your deck to your hand. We're going to go to the pointed cards real quick because I do want to show these off as well. Surge says it can be revealed to target a monster on the field, destroy it, special summon a Thunder monster from your hand, it locks you, and if a card is destroyed by card effect while this is in the monster zone, you can add a BLITZCLIQUE monster from your deck to your hand. And finally, Crackle is kind of an odd case. When your opponent activates a monster effect on the field during their turn, you can reveal this card in your hand as a quick, destroy the monster, then special a Thunder from your hand. Also, you can't special summon effect monsters for the rest of the turn, except from the hand. And if a card is destroyed while this is on the field, you can add a BLITZCLIQUE spell trap from your deck to your hand. Now, importantly, this card and all of them can summon any Thunder monster, so it behooves you to have like a Thunder guy that just floodgates your opponent a little bit. We are playing Thunderclap Monk, but it is hardly the only thing you can play. Lightning Rod Lord, if you have the points for it. Thunder King Ryo is very popular. This one is when your opponent activates a monster effect while you control the special summoned monster, tribute this card, negate the activation, and destroy it. And if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, special a Thunder from your hand in defense position. After that, we got 3 copies of Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis the Thunderbolt, a hand trap that this is almost uniquely positioned to play. This card can be specialed from the hand if there's a monster from the extra deck on the field, and if specialed from the hand, you can set a Dogmatica trap from your deck. It can be activated immediately if your opponent has an extra deck guy with 2,500 or more attack. We're on 3 copies of 7th Tachyon with some associated targets, 3 copies of BLITZCLIQUE Breakaway, which either puts a BLITZCLIQUE continuous trap from your deck face up on the field, or returns a Thunder monster you control to the hand, then targets a card on the field, destroy it. And if a card is destroyed by a BLITZCLIQUE while this is in the graveyard, you can just put it back in your hand. 2 PBS, which works wonderfully with the actual effects of these cards. 1 BLITZCLIQUE Step Leader, which if a card is destroyed by a BLITZCLIQUE, allows you to target a Thunder monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Then during your main, you can special summon a Thunder from your hand, then destroy this card. And if a card is destroyed by a BLITZCLIQUE while this is in the graveyard, you get it back. 2 copies of Alternator. This continuous spell prevents your opponent's monsters from, they lose 300 attack and defense, and can shuffle a BLITZCLIQUE card from from your hand or face-up field into the deck to add a Thunder monster with a different name from your deck to your hand. It can be banished from the graveyard to add either a BLITZCLIQUE spell or Kowloon to your hand, and 1 copy of BLITZCLIQUE Return Stroke. This prevents your BLITZCLIQUEs from being destroyed by your opponent's card effects, which is insane. When your opponent activates a spell effect, it can negate it, and you can banish this card from your graveyard to target a BLITZCLIQUE in your field or graveyard, return it to the hand. We're on the 1 punishment for the Fleur-de-Lis, and then our pointed cards. We've got 3 copies of Hideout in the Sky Kowloon. Monsters you control that were normal or special from the hand gain 500. During your main phase, you can special summon a Mech Beast token to your opponent's field, and if you do, add a BLITZCLIQUE monster from your deck to your hand. It adds back from the graveyard if something is destroyed by a BLITZCLIQUE as well. We've got 3 copies of Fuwalos, 2 Nibiru, 3 Surge, 3 Crackle, and 2 Ghost Ogre in the extra. We are on 2 numbers here, a Giant Hand and Galaxy-Eyes Tachyon Dragon, plus Neo Galaxy-Eyes Tachyon Dragon for Thunder King out of the board. We've got 3 Valen, Toxic Boxfish, Deep Sea Prima Donna, Wind Pegasus, Adignister, Packbid, Double Skull Wagon, Double Skull Knight, any 5-headed dragon as our top end for Dogmatica Punishment. On this side, we've got the Thunder King, 3 Gordian Schneider, 3 Twin Twisters, 3 Mask of Restrict, 3 Slayer, and 2 Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. So with that, let's check out some games. Our match is up against Clowns, and oh, okay, well, look, a lot of your hands are going to look like this. You're just going to have to take my word for it that you're still favored. We're going to go ahead and set a card and pass back to our opponent, who's going to begin with a copy of Incantation Chalice Slime. We'll activate Talos Manager. We're going to go ahead and activate the Crackle there. We just want cards off our opponent's side of the field so we can hit hard with Whisker. They're going to go for Flare, unsurprisingly. Then afterwards, they can activate the effect of the Flare in order to grab a Clown Crew Rehearsal. They'll discard a card. Then after that, they will fire off the Clown Crew Rehearsal in order to tribute the Flare and add a Malarbizma and a Bianca Viso. From here, they can activate the effect of the Flare to tuck the Crackle into a Malarbizma into 2 monsters. We will go for Alternator here to shuffle back for a copy of Whisker, and because we've destroyed a card on our opponent's side of the field already, we'll activate Whisker in order to summon itself and surge and blow up the board. We'll grab Grain here, and then afterwards, our opponent's going to set 2 and pass. We'll draw for turn, and should just be a hop, skip, and a jump to lethal here. The only thing we're scared of is the trap. We'll go Grain to contest the trap, and we'll chain Breakaway to get the other one. It is, in fact, Soiree Operations. We can use Alternator to go ahead and get ourselves a copy of Emmy BLITZCLIQUE, which means at point of resolution, our opponent will have 2 monsters, one of which we can immediately destroy because we're going to activate the effect of the Emmy in order to do so. We will, at point of resolution, bring out the Grain, trigger the Emmy and the Surge. Our opponent will go for the tribute summon of the Bianca Viso and the summon of the Hecahan's Godos, but we can probably deal with that. They'll go for the effect of the Bianca Viso and the effect of the Diabolo and the effect of the Fiends as we go for the effect of the Whisker to negate. We will summon back out this copy of Surge. We'll cycle back the BLITZCLIQUE Breakaway. And finally, we will trigger the effect of the Grain to get to the Kowloon. We will activate Kowloon. They will activate Ghost Ogre. And let's just go to battle. We'll walk over this copy of Bianca Viso, get in directly for 12 and direct for 3. That puts our opponent at very low life points. We will summon out this Emmy and pass back to them. They'll draw for turn. They're going to begin with a copy of Malarbizma to summon a Meteor and a Fiends. We'll go Breakaway here in order to pop the Meteor. Then we will trigger the effect of the Grain and the Emmy and the Surge in order to plus 15. We'll get back out a Whisker just for insurance purposes as we get another Kowloon for next turn. Finally, we will cycle back the Kowloon in graveyard and cycle back the Breakaway afterwards. Our opponent is going to activate the effect of the Malarbizma in graveyard. We will shuffle back the card that they target. They will Ghost Ogre it, but we can still use the effect of Emmy to get a trap. From here, our opponent will pass into our literal 9-card hand. They will set a singular card, then reset it off of the effect of their Subdual, activate Malarbizma to summon 2 cards, but all we have to do is get through those. We'll go Kowloon here. We'll activate Breakaway in order to pop back. Then afterwards, we can summon out the Emmy, pop their last remaining monster, trigger the effect of the Grain and the effect of the Surge, and from here, we've just got it. They're at 1100. We've got way more than 1100 on field. We will add our 10th card to our grip and go to the battle phase. So that's how the deck performs on the play, but what does it do on the draw? A lot more, it turns out. If you'll recall, on the play, we set 1 and passed. The Fuwalos is a huge step up. Our opponent's going to begin with a copy of Flare. They will grab a Rehearsal and then tribute that Flare, then activate the effect of the Rehearsal, tributing another Flare for a Malarbizma and a Bianca Viso. They'll trigger the effect of the Flare to shuffle back, then go for a Malarbizma, summoning a Diabolo and a Fiends, which we do get to draw off of. They'll go for Bianca Viso here and the effect of Diabolo and the effect of Fiends to get a copy of Matinee Operatics and a copy of Soiree Operations. After that, they will draw a couple of cards and go for Chaotic Elements for Incantation Chalice Slime. From here, they're just going to go ahead and set a card, activate the effect of the Chalice Slime for Talismanja, We will draw another card. They will go for matinee operations, and we'll Typhoon that so they don't get the draws. They'll end on a flare so they can potentially tuck, but I'm feeling pretty good about this position. We'll begin with a copy of Grain to start chasing out that back row, and this is just such a powerful position to be in, being able to fire MST and plus at the same time. Surge is next for the flare, and then we'll activate the Grain in order to grab a BLITZCLIQUE breakaway. Just like that, we've simplified the board down to nothing. They'll go Godos here. We'll go for Emmy, then activate breakaway in order to tuck back. They'll go for Soiree operations, and then at point of resolution, we'll activate the effect of the Emmy. They'll activate the effect of Bianca Viso to go into Bianca Viso, and we will draw a Whisker here into a potential Whisker activation later. They will tuck a card, and afterwards we will go for the effect of Kowloon to give them a token on our way to a second Whisker. They will go Godos in response to our Whisker to try and wall up, but we'll summon everything, blow up the board, and then trigger the effect of both the breakaway and the Emmy. That's going to get us the last remaining continuous trap in our deck, so we can safely survive past the point of Nibiru. All right. It isn't often that you get Nibiru'd in this deck, but when you do, you're probably still in a winning position. We'll go for Alternator first and foremost to grab a copy of Crackle, BLITZCLIQUE. Honestly, I don't know how they're outing the token. They're going to go for Chaotic Elements to grab a copy of Chalice Slime. Then afterwards, they're going to go for the Chalice Slime effect, pitching a New Face to summon a Talismandra so they can trigger both New Face and Talismandra here. They'll trigger the effect of Malar Beesma to deal with the token and then walk over the monster before passing back to us. We should be able to win from here. 7th Tachyon is pretty good. They're going to go ahead and in standby shuffle 3 back for their Clown Crew New Face, but we can just go ahead and flip up the return stroke, activate the effect of the Kowloon, chain the effect of Alternator to our opponent's Ghost Ogre, and then at point of resolution activate Breakaway in order to reset the return stroke. We will go for a 7th Tachyon here in order to grab a Surge, and we can just go ahead and tuck back that Spark as we go for Surge, and Column in Graveyard, and Breakaway in Graveyard, and Grain in hand to contest the New Face, and Surge effect to grab a Whisker, and I haven't done the math, but I'm pretty sure this is already lethal. We'll just go to the battle phase 23-17. Afterwards, we will fire the effect of the Whisker, pop a card, trigger the effect of Grain, and get in for 35. Woof. 2 fast ones. So we're back with the deck, and frightening stuff. Let's do the pros and cons. First, the pros. 1, getting to go second in this format is a joy. I'm sure you saw the 70% win rate Reddit post. Anything that can turn the tables on that is in a good place. 2, it seems criminally underpointed. 4s on a couple of cards and 5s on the field leaves you with 61 points to play with. You can dump them into non-engine or just throw a Ryo in there. And 3, often you just set a back row and win. Opponents will play sloppy and you can take advantage. And the cons. 1, Genesys is a wide format. You get a lot as a pet deck by flying under the radar. However, this is probably the most expected deck in the room. As a result, you're going to be facing targeted hate, debunks, respect plays, and more. 2, it's kind of weak to spell and trap hate. You can get out in front of it if they set a Cosmic and you lead Grain, but blind MST to beat the counter is never a great position to be in. And 3, this is going to sound weird, but it's actually kind of hard to improve at this deck. Playing it right now is going to net you wins against opponents who are unfamiliar with these cards, but as people get more practiced or take it seriously, you're going to have to make up that gap. All in all, this deck is insane, and I expect it to do very well at the WCQ.